All right, just hit that record button. Now all y'all have to hit that like, okay, I understand and recognize this is being recorded. I'm gonna go share my screen and we're gonna dive right on in here. All right, can I get a thumbs up or one in the comments if y'all can see this screen? Got some ones. All right, y'all can see this. Good to go. Guys, I'm Jim Larson. I own the Larson Life Group, and the Larson Life Group is passionate about creating and protecting people's livelihood. We are an agency, a place where everyday people can become agents, build an agency themselves, and raise the bar on what they expect of themselves. That is who we are as an agency. And right out of the gate, I want to tell you that I never dreamed of being a life insurance agent ever. That I wasn't like in second grade and my teacher's like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I'm like, I want to be a life insurance agent. That was not on my radar. And I've met very, very few people, actually probably none, probably met no people that wanted to be a life insurance agent when they grew up. And I'll ask you guys in the comments, put a 2 in the comments if you dreamed from the time you were a little kid of being a life insurance agent. I'm quiet now because I ain't seeing any 2s come through this comments, right? Like, people don't typically dream of this, but I'll tell you what I did dream of. I dreamed of having the money to give my family options, options to see things, options to experience things, options to experience activities, options to experience education. I wanted to be able to give my family options. This is my family pictured there. I've been married to my beautiful wife for, gosh, a couple months is going to be 18 years married. We've got 3 kids. Our oldest is in high school. She just finished her sophomore year. Our middle one just finished 7th grade, and our youngest one, our boy, he's a 10-year-old in 4th grade, a giant 10-year-old. But yeah, he's a big kid. But I'll tell you, I didn't dream of being a life insurance agent, but I dreamed of giving my family options. And I knew, as a registered nurse with a wife who's also a registered nurse, I knew that that was never going to open up those options, no matter how good I got at nursing, no matter how many hours I put into the hospital. I wasn't going to be able to open up the options and live the life that I wanted to live. And when I looked at, I want to live this life and I want my family to have these options, and I looked at where I was at, that trajectory didn't line up. And can I tell you, that's a frustrating place to be. Put a 2 in the comments if you're in that place where you can see what you want from your life and you know that what you're doing ain't gonna get you there. There's a lot of 2s now. Y'all didn't want to put a 2 before, so you didn't dream of being a life insurance agent. I want to see if I can connect these dots for you now, and maybe you will want to be a life insurance agent, because that's what brought me here ultimately. And I'm going to make you guys a promise this evening. Straight up promise. I am not going to talk you into joining. I'm not going to talk you into being in my agency. I'm not going to talk you into getting your license. I'm not going to learn what your objections are and overcome your objections. I've been in sales for a while. That is not the conversation I want to have tonight. I want to explain what we do, and I want to answer your questions so that you can simply decide if this is the right thing for you. That's all I want to do. I'm going to walk you through straight up what it is that we do and why we do it. And then I'm going to answer your questions. My goal by the end of the evening is that you're going to have enough information to make a decision. But that's your decision. And I'm not going to talk you into it. Okay? It's a promise I'm going to make you. Does that sound fair? Hope it sounds fair. I feel like it sounds fair. I don't like getting talked into stuff, so I don't like talking people into stuff. What do we do? Y'all trying to zoom in and sit. Don't worry, I'm gonna read. There's a lot of text on this page. About 131.2 million households in the United States. Okay, 7 out of 10 of those households, 70% of households in the United States require 2 incomes to stay afloat. 53% of foreclosures are caused by death or disability and the inability for one of those 2 people to provide for that family. Those foreclosures often lead to bankruptcies. 25% of Americans have absolutely nothing saved for retirement. And the average funeral costs about $8,000. This is what we do. Put a 3 in the comments if you have tragically ever had a friend pass or someone you know pass, and you're scrolling your social media and you see a GoFundMe. Lots of those. We've all seen those. What do? We bridge the gap between that family setting up a GoFundMe or financially thriving. We don't control whether or not tragedy hits. None of us do. But we bridge the gap between them needing a GoFundMe and hoping that strangers and relatives and people are going to chip in to buy what? 3 months worth of paying their bills? 6 months? How long? Versus financial independence and thriving. We bridge that gap. That's our work. That's what we do. Post-COVID-19 pandemic application activity for life insurance in the US is up almost 8% year over year in 2023 among people under age 44. Huge demand, increasing demand. This is what we do. How do you do it? You want to sell life insurance? How do you do it? You got to take a course. You have to take a state-recognized course. It is a self-paced online course. Different states have different regulations. It's going to be the same course no matter which state you're in. Some states have regulations that it's got to take you 60 hours to get through this course. Some 40 hours. Some don't care how long it takes you as long as you get through the course. It's the same course. Once you take that course, you need to pass a state exam, actual state licensure exam. Then you're going to get your license. That is the simple process. This process doesn't even need to take you longer than 2 weeks, but that's the process. Now, you've got options with that license. You got your life insurance license. You saw there's a demand. You saw the work is good. You've got this license now. What do you go do with this license? There are 3 options. You can go independent. You can straight up go to the corner of your main street, brick and mortar, and open up John's Life Insurance. That exists as an option for you. I want to give you all your options. Now, that's a hard one, and I'm going to tell you why it's hard. Without a very, very strong sales history in the industry, the insurance companies themselves, they don't know you. So when you go to try to contract with them and you go to Mutual of Omaha and you're like, hey, I have my insurance license. I want to sell your stuff. They're like, who are you? Well, like, I'm John. I have John's Insurance. Yeah, we don't know you. You go to Mutual of Omaha, you go to John Hancock, you go to any number of these companies, you knock on their door. Hey, I have my license. I want to sell your stuff. They're like, we don't know you. You're not going to get contracted. So you're like, shoot, that one doesn't work. All right, I could go captive. Well, what does captive mean? Captive means that you are an agent that works for one particular insurance company and you sell that one company's portfolio of products. Your MetLife, your New York Life, your State Farm, your Northwestern Mutual, they all operate with captive agents. These agents are employees of the company and they sell that company's portfolio of products and only that company's portfolio of products. You don't get paid much there, but you often get a fantastic learning opportunity. Their training is usually awesome, and you'll learn a ton. You won't make much, but you'll learn a ton. The third option is to partner with an IMO or an independent marketing organization. There are dozens of these companies out there, and they're not all created equal. I partnered my agency with Symmetry Financial Group. I'm going to walk through why I made that choice this evening. But partnering with an IMO or independent marketing organization is the best of all worlds. You remain fully independent. You are independently contracted with all the insurance companies. You maintain your own independent relationship with all the different insurance companies. But you set your own schedule, full independence, but you have this company that creates a framework, again, for otherwise completely independent agents. Now, I'm going to talk about Symmetry tonight because that is the one I am most familiar with, and that's why I chose to partner my agency with. There are dozens out there. I said they're not all created equal. Some focus on specific niches. You're going to have IMOs out there that focus just on the final expense place. So their focus and their contracts and their lead generation is all going to focus on selling final expense. Some are going to focus just on terms. Some are going to focus on, you're going to have different focuses. Some don't have leads at all. And they're going to bring you in and they're going to hope you knock on your friends and family's doors. The biggest reason that I partnered with Symmetry was ownership. Symmetry has an option for you to not just come in as an agent, but to actually own your agency. Plus they have leads, and plus they've got the full gamut of life insurance. From children's whole life to final expense, to term, to advanced market, IULs and annuities, you have the full product portfolio. And you have the opportunity to build your ownership. That's why I say I own the Larson Life Group. I partnered my agency with Symmetry, but I own my own agency. Not every IMO is going to give you that opportunity. So I'm going to walk through who Symmetry is as an IMO. I couldn't start here because I wanted you to understand the different things you can do with your license. I wanted you to understand what an IMO even was before I just dove into who Symmetry Financial Group is. Symmetry Financial Group, and they gave me this slide. Award-winning culture, voted top company culture by Entrepreneur for 2 consecutive years. Inc. ranked among the top 5,000 fastest growing companies for 6 consecutive years. We can talk about culture. And we can talk about, I think I've got our core values. And here's what I want you to know is I didn't vet a lot of IMOs when I partnered with Symmetry. Truthfully, I didn't. I had friends that were thriving here. That made sense. I came here. Since I came here, I have had conversations with lots of frustrated agents looking for new homes. And when I explain who we are, their mind is blown typically by 2 things, 3. One is our culture. We've got these core values, and I'm just going to read these to you, but I want you to understand something. I've been with companies where core values are cute things that HR prints out on posters and puts on a wall, and nobody looks at them, reads them, knows them, could recite them, definitely doesn't live it out, and you would never know those were the core values. Here, I've got examples on how every single one of these are lived out from the top to the bottom and everybody in between. We talk about these and we take them seriously. Relationships matter and people come first. We pursue personal growth relentlessly. We believe in open, honest, and productive communication. We do the right thing even when no one is looking. We work as a true team and we strive to be a positive influence. We act like owners because we own it. Being of service and doing good in the world is a big piece of what we do. And we have fun and we get stuff done. We are a culture that is fun. We work really hard, but we have a lot of fun together. I think that's even best shown at our Key Leader Academy, not Academy, the leadership retreat that we just did a couple months ago. Was it just last month? I think it was just last month. Down our company's headquartered in Asheville, North Carolina, and they take all of the key leaders down there in the whole company. So there's, I don't know, maybe 500 of us. And one day is all learning. It's high level business learning. And the next day they just rent out a whole brewery with a live band and we hang out and we play volleyball and we play cornhole and we have fun together. Because our core value is we have fun and we get stuff done. Those are our core values as a company. So when I'm talking to agents from other IMOs that are frustrated and looking for a change, when I explain who we are, their mind is often blown by our culture. When they get in here and they see the culture of who we are, how we cheer for each other, how we help each other, how we encourage each other, how we support each other. People that have never been in the life insurance world before, they come here from other places in corporate America, their mind is blown. They did not know work environments could be this supportive and positive. People from other IMOs didn't know this type of culture existed in the life insurance space. I didn't know that beforehand. I think I got lucky coming here. But I've learned afterward, people come here for culture. People also come here for leads. Our lead system is second to none. There is nothing worse for someone in sales than to not have someone to talk to. Told you I've been in sales. I've coached sales at the highest levels. There's nothing worse for a salesperson than having nobody to talk to. You will never have that problem here. You'll never have that problem here. And then the third thing is technology. We are partnering independently as an IMO with insurance companies to create proprietary insurance policies that only we have access to on application processes that are super simple. Some of these are done and approved in 7 minutes, and you're paid the next day, and the client is covered immediately. So you go from I want life insurance to boom, 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 7-minute application approved, they're covered, and you're paid the next day. Boom, simple. We have that in our pocket. We're developing more of that. We want to support agents with technology. We are an agent-focused IMO that believes in supporting those agents with technology, not replacing agents with technology, but supporting agents with technology. All right, talking about what we do specifically, we protect life's journey. So we have a full portfolio of life insurance products, from mortgage protection to term, universal, whole life, final expense, accidental death. I like to tell people that truthfully, with our product portfolio, if you can imagine a threat to someone's livelihood, we can protect them from it. Whether a death to a key person is a threat to their livelihood, we can protect that. Whether disability is a threat to their livelihood, we can protect that. Whether even market fluctuations are a threat to their livelihood, we can protect that. We get our life and our health license. Through our health license, we sell disability insurance. We sell critical illness insurance. So if someone is even diagnosed with cancer, we can get them a large lump sum payout. If someone is even diagnosed with a heart attack, we can get them a lump sum payout. Why? Because we want to protect their livelihood, because they may need to take time off work to rehab, to go fight. We don't want them to lose that income while they're doing that. We don't want them to lose their house. We don't want their kids to lose the potential of a college education because they got a cancer diagnosis. We don't want people funneling the resources that were saved for their future to fight a battle in the present. We can take care of that. Long-term care, dental, prescription discounts, wealth planning, debt-free. We have a debt-free life product, infinite banking options, annuities, IULs. We've got options in the marketplace to supplement retirement policies that are going to protect people from market fluctuations. The full portfolio. So far from an IMO that's going to niche down and focus in one specific area, we are going to focus on, if there is a threat to your financial livelihood, we have a solution to that. We partner with over 50 top-rated insurance companies. Some of these you may recognize: AIG, Mutual of Omaha, John Hancock, really big names. Legal & General, I think, is the number 3 term life provider in the entire US. We partner with really big A-rated companies. Each of us individually, you're going to individually be contracted with these companies, to the point where if you write a policy for Mutual of Omaha, you are paid directly by Mutual of Omaha. You write a policy with John Hancock, you are paid directly by John Hancock. There is no middleman handling your money. You are paid directly by the insurance company. You are contracted with them. You have a relationship with them. You have a client. You write a policy with that company. That company is going to directly compensate you for what you do. Super simple, super clean. Our leads marketplace, I told you that's one of the reasons people come here, our leads. We have the industry's #1 lead platform, delivering leads from 2 sources that are big. One is kind of antiquated, and we're moving away from it, but it has been our bread and butter, and it still delivers a lot. But we've got 2 lead sources. One Our antiquated one that's been our bread and butter. This is our mortgage protection lead source. How do we get this lead? Well, when somebody originates a new mortgage loan or they refinance an existing loan, that is public knowledge and it is filed at the county. We're going to get that information from the county. We are then going to mail them a card. Hey, Stacy, congrats on the new house, but if you were to die or become disabled, would you be able to keep the house? About 1% of people are going to fill out that card requesting more info, or they're going to call the number on the card requesting more info. Okay, that's going to be a lead that comes in. Now, that's our antiquated system. Why do I call that antiquated? For two reasons. One, with interest rates being what they've been and inventory being what it's been in the real estate world, people aren't just up and refinancing, so there's not a lot of availability there like there has been in the past. And secondly, millennials and specifically Gen Z do not correspond by getting mailers out of their USPS mailbox and filling out the informational card. We are missing an entire new generation based on that business. And so we have transitioned in the last couple of years. We've got our Lighthouse lead system. We've got Razor Ridge leads. We've got Level Up leads. Different processes delivering the same leads. Now, these are all digital leads. What I mean by that is these three companies, all of which Symmetry has an ownership stake in, these three companies are heavily advertising on all the social media platforms. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Google SEO, YouTube, podcasts, everywhere online. So when you place an order for leads, and you choose the states you're licensed in and want to work, when someone from that state sees the ad, clicks the ad, fills out the form, you're going to get a text that's like, hey, Patrick, congrats, you've got a new lead. Here's all their info. Better yet, because we're a tech-focused company and we support our agents with tech, we've got a CRM that takes that, automatically starts a text campaign to initiate the conversation completely out of your hands. We've got a CRM built in to do all of this stuff. So we're going to be able to get you connected with people that are in the market. Now, one of the questions I get asked all the time on leads, how warm are these leads? I'm a sales coach. I've dealt with lots of different leads at every different level of warmth. I will say that these leads are as warm as they could possibly be, and yet still need an agent to help get them over the finish line. They're any warmer and they wouldn't need you at all, but they do need you. And what kind of trouble do we run into working them? Well, the biggest trouble, honestly, is helping them connect the dots between their request and our phone call. Just because they requested doesn't mean they recognize your phone number or your voice, or that they're even listening to you when you introduce yourself. I could very easily and very comfortably introduce myself. Hey, Patrick, this is Jim Larson giving you a call about that life insurance request you put in. And Patrick, not knowing my phone number, not knowing my voice, and me interrupting him in the middle of his day while I'm calling him, no matter what I said, do you want to know what Patrick hears? Blah, 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 I'm a telemarketer, blah, blah, blah. That's all he heard. That's all I heard. I could literally say, my name is Jim. I work in a circus. I got fired out of a cannon into an elephant's butt. It wouldn't matter. He's not listening to me. Right? So there is an art and there is coaching. This is where the support comes in. We're going to walk you through every process of connecting with the lead in a meaningful way so you can help them connect their dots between their request and your call. And then from there, you can help determine which policy we have from our large portfolio is the best fit for them. Walk them through their needs analysis and help match them with that policy. That's our process. It's not harder than that. It's actually really simple and really fun. How do you get paid? If you're going to put in effort to do something, you want to know what's going to be in it for you. How do you get paid? If you look at these yellow numbers in the middle, I don't know how close you have to zoom in here, but if you look at these yellow numbers in the middle, this is your contract rate, okay? All commission is paid on the annual premium volume of the policy you sell. When I say annual premium volume, you'll hear us say APV, annual premium volume. That just means that's the amount of money the client is paying for 1 year in that policy. They might pay monthly. If they pay monthly, it's $85 a month. That's our average policy, is about $1,000 a year, $85 a month. That's our average policy. But however often they pay, some will pay monthly, some quarterly, some will write a check for the whole year. But however they pay, your basis for commission is based on that 1 year mark of the policy value, the annual premium volume. You're going to start as an agent in Symmetry, you're going to start at an 80% contract level. That means on an average policy sale of $1,000 in APV, you're going to earn $800 on a single average sale. Of that $800, you're going to get 75% of that upfront, as in the day it approves. Or the day after it approves, you're going to get 75%. So $600, you're going to get paid right away. That remaining $200 is going to get paid to you in months 10, 11, and 12 of that policy. You're going to start at 80%. You do $2,500 in sales, which is about 2 to 3 policies in a month. Again, the average being about 1,000. Do that 2 months in a row, you're going to promote to 85%. You just gave yourself a 5% raise. Now, instead of 80%, you're making 85% on every policy you sell. Do 5,000 2 months in a row. From there, you're going to hit 90%. Do 10,000 2 months in a row, you're going up to 95%. 15,000 2 months in a row, you're going up to 100%. Our top contract level is 130. You're like, wait a minute. This don't make sense. How can they pay out 130%? Because remember, they're paying out based on 1 year of that policy. They're more than happy to lose money on the first year of that policy because you just sold a policy that's going to pay them for the next 10, 20, 30, or indefinite years. So yes, they're going to take a loss paying out our commission, and they're happy to. Because again, they're going to be profitable from years 1.5 on. This is how you get paid. You're going to write a policy, again, Mutual of Omaha, you're getting paid directly. And you're getting paid really well. You get up to 100%, you write an average policy, you're making $1,000 on a single average sale. Single average sale, $1,000 bucks. I don't know. What's your life look like even part-time if you sell a couple of those in a week? What's that look like for you? What's that look like if you sell 2 of those in a month? Part-time on the side. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what that looks like. How about a part-time agent working 15 to 20 hours a week? They're gonna issue 6 policies in a month. So not even quite 2 in a week. 6 in a month. They're at an 80% contract level. They're calling $1,200 annual premium, the average there, and they're getting 75% of that advanced to them. Remember, you're going to get 75% upfront advanced. The remaining 25% paid in months 10, 11, 12, right? So 6 policies at $1,200, that's $7,200 in annual premium volume. Those were his sales. Times the 80% commission. He's going to earn $5,760. He's going to get that 75% advance times 12 months is $51,840 in advance. Those are his advance commissions. Then he gets that remaining 25% in months 10, 11, 12, brings our part-time agent up to a total of $69,120. These are average numbers. In a data-based company, these are average numbers. These are what part-time agents are doing. Put a 3 in the comments if making $69,000 in a part-time job sounds worth it to you. Yeah. Yes, guys, this is why life insurance is the best kept secret in sales. People don't know this exists as an option. That's why the little kid didn't say, I want to be a life insurance agent. He didn't know a life insurance agent existed as an option. When I was looking for something new in sales, coming from sales, I told you I have about 8 years in sales experience before I came here. I've been here about 2.5 years. When I was looking for the next thing in sales for me, I looked at real estate and I was like, you know what? I think I know 15 real estate agents already in just my circle of friends in my town. What was I going to do? Be the 16th one? Like, try to break into that market? You want to know how many life insurance agents I knew in my circle of friends? None, literally zero. So instead of being the 16th real estate agent in my circle of friends, I got to be the only life insurance agent, the only one. That set me up to do pretty well there. What's a full-time agent? Let's say you're working 35, 40 hours a week. You're gonna do 15 to 20 place sales in a month. Say 5 a week. 5 a week. You've moved yourself up to a 95% contract level. So what's that look like? Well, those 15 to 20 sales at $1,200, you're looking at $18,000 in annual premium a month issued, times a 95% contract, 95% commission is going to be $17,100 in a month. A month. You're going to get 75% of that advanced. And then times 12 months is $153,900 advanced to you. The remaining 25% kicker comes in months 10, 11, and 12, bringing you to $205,200. Put a 4 in the comments if making over $200,000 on your own schedule sounds pretty good to you. Sounds good to me. Sounds pretty great to me. I can do this from home. I can do this on my schedule. I can get licensed in any state I want, work leads in any state I want. I can put the kids to bed on the East Coast and call my leads on the West Coast. I can live in the West Coast, get my license on the East Coast, call leads early in the morning before I go to work, call East Coast leads. Can't do that in real estate. What makes Symmetry different? I talked about our ownership program. You're not just coming here. Now we have 2 tracks. You can come in here and you can be a producer, which is someone that's just, I'm going to come in, I'm going to be in someone's agency and I'm going to sell policies. Or you can come in and you can be an agency builder, where you're going to come in as an agent in someone's agency. If you want to bring some agents with you, great. If you want to take a couple friends and help them become agents and work with you, you then become a team in that person's agency. Very similar to real estate. You become a team in that agency. As your team grows, specifically to 6 agents, all writing policies, and $30,000 in issued business in a month, which is about 30 policies between the 6 of you, you're going to, 3 months in a row, you're going to break out to agency owner, where Symmetry is going to issue you a brand new contract that you are signing, taking true ownership of your agency. Now, within Symmetry's IMO umbrella, you legally own your agency. Go get it branded. I have an office. I've got even a storefront with a sign outside. I've got 2 restaurants right outside my door. Anyone thinking they're going to have a heart attack, they walk by my sign between the restaurant and the bathroom. You can go. I own my agency. I do it through Symmetry because you're going to get true contractual ownership. They saw, or the owners of Symmetry saw a problem where people who had time often didn't have money, and people who had money often didn't have time. And they wanted to create a framework where you could have both, where you could have money and time, and you could build an agency that paid you passively, that you could pass that business on to your families and to your loved ones. I'm building an agency because I knew that being a nurse was not going to get me where I wanted to go. But I'm building an agency so that even if something happens to me, I can pass this on to my family. I'm leaving not just a legacy by being well insured, so if I die, my wife would be, you would be in a fine place, but that my kids have a business they can inherit. I'm giving my kids professional options as well. Now let's talk about what building your agency looks like. As an agency builder, you're getting paid as a producer. So just like we talked about, you're writing policies, you're making money. We talked about $69,000 for a part-time agent writing policies. We talked about $205,000 in a year for a full-time agent writing policies. Now, what happens when you add agency building to this? You're going to promote up 80, 85, 90, 95. And when you bring in an agent, you're going to earn the spread of between your two contract levels. So in this example in front of you, you've got this woman here. She's at 105% contract level. She's brought in 6 agents as an agency owner. One of them's at 100% contract level herself. She earns a 5% spread on that agent and that agent's entire team. Whatever that agent sells, if that agent does 30,000 in business, she's earning 5% off of that agent's sales alone. It's got this guy here. He's at 95%. What's her spread at 105? Her spread is 10%. She's going to earn 10% of everything he and his whole team sell. She's got an agent that's at 90%. What's her spread on that? 15%. She's going to earn 15% on that agent. This agent, 15%. This agent's at 85%. She's going to earn 20% on everything that agent sells and their whole team. This agent's at 80%. She's got a 25% spread. What does that look like? If she does $15,000 in personal production at 105%, and her agency does $35,000 in production with an average of a 15% spread, and she gets that 75% carrier advance, what's that going to look like? Her personal production of $15,000, 105% commission rate times 75% advance. She's going to, in 1 month off her personal production, she's going to make almost $12,000. Her agency production, her agency did $35,000. She had an average of 15% spread. She's getting that same 75% advance, making almost $4,000 in passive commission. She didn't have to find those agents, find those leads, or write those policies herself. That was her agency. That's ownership. That total monthly commission is $15,750 times 12. She's at 189. Add in the 25% kicker in months 10, 11, 12. She's sitting at $252,000 in a year as an agency owner. It's not even a really big agency, but that's pretty good money. It's pretty good money. As you promote up, let's look at what promoting up looks like. You've got someone at the executive vice president level. This is someone with a large team. This team is doing $500,000 in agency sales, total agency, not 35, 500,000. So $0 in personal production. This is someone that's at a level, they are leading leaders. Here, we are a leadership development company. We talk about that a lot. You come in here, you learn to lead yourself. You bring in some agents, you learn to lead a team. You raise up leaders, you learn to lead leaders. So someone at this level is leading leaders. They are having meetings with core people, team leaders, agency owners. So they're not doing much in personal production. In this example, they're not doing anything in personal production. They're not selling policies. They're not what we would say in the field. But their agency is going to do $500,000. They've got an average 15% spread with that carrier advance. What's that look like? 500,000 in agency sales, 15% average spread, 75% advance, $56,250 in a month. Times 12 is $675,000 in a year in advance commissions. With that months 10, 11, and 12 money coming in, you're looking at $900,000. You're almost $1 million a year. It's big money. Being a nurse was never going to give me the options this has. And I'll tell you, for me, it was never about the money. It was about the options the money opened, about the options that the money gave me. This opens up options. This person, they got options. On top of that, there are trips. And it's fun. And it's not like there's just, oh, one big trip each year. Every single insurance company, well, not everyone, I'd say probably 8 or 9 of the insurance companies that really love us, that we write a lot of their stuff, they take our top producers and our top people on trips every year just for that company. So if you've got a company you love working with, you love writing, you write a lot of their stuff, good chance my first year, I earned a trip to Banff, Canada with SBLI. Last year was my second year. I earned a trip to Switzerland with SBLI. Turns out I really like writing with SBLI. I win their trips. But this year alone, we've got opportunities to earn a trip to Dorado Beach. This is all expenses paid, 5-star resorts. Flights, you and a guest. Dorado Beach, I think that one is with Legal in General. Portugal, I think, is with American Amicable. Jackson Hole, Wyoming. I think is Mutual of Omaha. Whistler, Canada is Americo. Terramina, Italy is SBLI for next year. We're qualifying this year. That's going to be where we go next year. So you've got opportunities to earn not just one trip, but multiple trips, all expense paid, for you and a guest. It doesn't suck, guys. It's pretty awesome. Being a nurse, I was never going to get to do this. We didn't have these options. During Nurses Week, they gave us a free small Starbucks coffee on the shift we worked. I wasn't earning trips. Trips are fun. Now, I want to talk about a little bit about my sales history. So I was a nurse. I realized nursing wasn't going to get me where I wanted to go. I had friends of mine that signed up for one of those multi-level marketing companies. I thought they were pyramid schemes. I thought they were for people that couldn't hack it at real jobs. But we were desperate. We were both working night shifts. One of us always home with the kids. One of us always at the hospital. We never saw each other. When you have young kids, life is stressful anyway. Add the fact that money's tight, that makes it double stressful. Add the fact that you never see each other, that makes it triple stressful. So our marriage was not in a good place and our finances were not in a good place. We were in a really hard place. And friends of ours got into one of these multi-level marketing companies and they were making really good money. We were really desperate to make good money, to make any money at all. So even though I thought these things were maybe a scam, I knew them and I knew they were making money. And I figured even if I wasn't like them, if I was just doing a part of that, that would be great. And so we signed up to jump into that thing, not knowing what we were doing. Turns out we were pretty good at it. Within a couple of years, we left our nursing jobs, earned cars, earned trips, thought this is the best thing in the world. We drank all the Kool-Aid. If you've got an annoying friend who's like, hey, you need to join my company. You need to join my company. Put a, what are we up to? 4? No, put a 5. I don't even know. Put a 5 in the comments if you got that annoying friend on Facebook or Instagram. I was like, you got to join my company. This is the best thing in the whole world. I was that guy. I was him. And you want to know what happened? That company that I thought was so awesome and I thought it was all we were ever going to need. A new company came up, a couple of them, because there's always a new company, and half my team left to go to that company, which took half my volume with it, which took half my income with it. And I went from making 250 grand a year to making under 100 and having no idea when or if that bleeding was going to stop. So I did what any sane person would do. I jumped and I went to another one. Just like my team did, to hope to just grab whoever would come with me. And by that point, I had built a bit of a following. People knew me from doing well. So I put my hand up and said, I'm going over to this company. And a bunch of people came with me. And guess what? It was awesome. And I earned trips. I made a ton of money. What do you think happened? Another new company popped up and half my team left again. I'm like, this treadmill never ends. So to your friend who is in that company and saying, this is the best thing in the whole world, listen, I'll cheer them on. I will cheer anyone on. I know there's money to be made. I've made it. I also know it's just temporary and it's not going to last. I've seen it a million times. It's not going to last. And so coming from that world, in the MLM world, where you're going to message friends and family, you're not making much from your personal sales. The only people making money in those things have large teams. You're tied to one company's product line. Compare that with here. We have tons of leads. It's not about friends and family. You can make not just money on your personal sales, you can earn a living on your personal sales. You never have to recruit anybody ever if you don't want to. And you're a true broker selling multiple companies' policies. You're not tied to the fate or the fortune of any one single company. Told you, being a sales guy, when that second MLM broke down, I'm like, all right, I need to get myself in sales and something stable. So what did I go look at? I looked at real estate. In real estate world, I was dependent on inventory and interest rates, 2 big things way outside of my control. There were already a ton of agents in my circle of friends. I was limited geographically. I could only work as far as my car could drive, and there was little opportunity for passive income. I was going to have to stay on that treadmill as long as I could. If I was selling, I was making money. If I wasn't selling, I wasn't making money. When does that end? So coming here, there's just evergreen demand. We're not at the mercy of interest rates or inventory. There aren't seasons in life insurance. There are very, very few agents. Again, in my circle, I literally do not know a single one. I mean, I do now, but that's because I am an agent. I'm connected to agents. You're unlimited geographically. Getting your license in any state is just a matter of having your license in your home state and then paying that state's fee. And then we've got a roadmap to follow for passive income. So you don't need to be in the field. So what's the next step? Register for the course and apply to Symmetry. That's it. Register for the course, get through the course, pass the test, apply to Symmetry. That's it. I walked you guys through what becoming a life insurance agent looks like, why partnering with Symmetry is smart. And I promised you I was not going to talk you into this. So I'm not going to tease out anybody's objections, but I am here to answer questions. I told you my goal was for you to have all the information that you needed to decide that this was going to be right for you. So if you have questions, feel free to be shy and just type them in the chat box, or feel free to be brave and unmute and have a conversation with me. If you need to go, feel free to go. I'm not keeping anybody here.